Chapter 17 of No Somniel Engage has us face off against 6 powerful bosses and a variety of extremely strong enemies. This will be one of the biggest challenges of the run and is an extremely risky chapter if I try to play it normally. The intended experience on this map is to proceed through in a clockwise fashion, but by approaching from the intended angles, you're forced into open terrain to face entire waves of enemies all at once. Unfortunately, my team is underleveled and underpowered, so if I try a conventional approach, I will die. Instead, I develop a cheese strategy that can allow me to defeat all 6 bosses on a more individual basis. In preparation, I do a quick skirmish map to grind bond rank to get Padreo to a level 20 Lucina bond for more speed. I don't gain any XP from this because the enemies are too low level. Also, Hortensia joined the team at the end of chapter 14, but I forgot that she did until I was reminded by a YouTube comment that thought this was an intentional bit, but it was not. I actually just forgot. Hortensia is very useful for her flying staff utility, but her combat is lacking. I begin the map and move up immediately to fight Gris, who uses Warp Dragon Rock to move right to me. Many of my units are very slow and are liable to be killed on the counterattack, so I have Ivy use a Divine Pulse Enhanced Silence Staff to silence him and make him unable to counterattack, and then defeat him by jumping with everyone on my team. And now here comes the cheese strategy. Instead of going to the left, I instead go up into Gris' starting area. The upper right region is an island only connected to the rest of the map by 2 one-tile bridges, which can serve as excellent choke points. I use Astrostorm to lure Marnie and Malviard into this region, and I make extensive use of Flame Dragon Veins and Dreadful Aura Freezes to separate them. This allows me to isolate Malviard, but I have to silence him so he doesn't kill me on the counterattack with his tomes. His defenses also hold up surprisingly well, and I'm only barely able to take out one of his health bars, but I get bailed out by a lucky 69 damage crit from Goldberry. Defeating Marnie is a lot simpler, if more tedious because she has holdout, but after many attacks she also goes down. We now come to the final challenge of the map, which is the trio of Zephyr, Veil, and Corrupted Hyacinth. In a normal circumstance, you would fight them in the lower left of the map, and Zephyr will immediately rush you, followed quickly by the other 2 bosses in sequence. This can be extremely overwhelming because that area of the map is extremely open. If we don't have enough damage to take them out quickly, then you are in extreme danger. I do not have any damage, so the conventional approach is a non-starter. However, if you hide in the upper right island, after luring the bosses with Astrostorm, Zephyr will separate herself from the rest of the group immediately because she is a flyer with enhanced movement. She will fly over the water and arrive many turns ahead of Veil and Hyacinth. I bait Zephyr into using Override, but I failed to trap her as she managed to cancer away into a very inconvenient spot, and I am just barely able to take her down after attacking with my entire army. Veil and Hyacinth then move in, much more slowly, but they arrive with around a dozen allies, which are a huge problem. So I make extensive use of the bridge choke points and Flame Dragon Veins to slow them down and take them out one by one until their numbers are reduced. I manage to bait away Hyacinth, but find that he is too tanky to kill, even with my entire army on standby. I don't even manage to take out a single one of his health bars on the first turn, and I have to scramble to surround him so he doesn't kill someone important. I sacrifice Tamara for the cause, but he hits her with Quadruple Strike, which she somehow survives. The remaining healers heal Hyacinth back up to full HP, but I manage to follow up and take him out on the next turn. This leaves only Veil. I first back up a bit to take out the remaining enemies, and then I repeatedly do chip damage to her by using the Fire Dragon Veins damage over time effect. Unfortunately, she has self-healing from unyielding, so this only goes so far. I finally let her approach me and then hit her with a Silence Staff to nullify her counterattacks, and then jump her, just barely taking her down and completing one of the hardest chapters in this challenge with 0 losses.